In the case of a medium who alleges to predict your future life, and it all works out the way it has been said over, say, 2 or 3 years or 5 years, how does that work?
Right at the moment inside of you there is this group of emotions, right? And a spirit who's looking at you can see every single emotion that you have within you. All of the ones that are resolved and positive emotions, you know, all of your desires, and they can also see all of your ones that are unresolved, all of your fears, if you like. They can see all of that. Not only that, they can see other people around you and all of their desires and their fears, and because they're not constrained by the physical mind, their ability to process all of these different variables is much more heightened than our own ability to process those variables. So what happens is they can process within a very, very short period of time all the possibilities of what may occur to you, and also choose the most likely one based on your current condition. Alright? Not only that, there is no time in the spirit world. So what that means is that time, you could say, is just in the vertical. Like there is no time in the sense, there is a past, but there is no time in the sense that everything for them is happening right now. And so what happens is they actually receive inspiration from higher spirits and even from God about what may happen in the future. And they can see that as pictures and thoughts and all of those kind of things, and even events. And what they can then do is funnel those pictures, thoughts and events to you to help you make a choice about things going on in your life. And they can do all of that as well. So when you've got all of those abilities, and by the way, all of you will have all of those abilities when you pass into the spirit world, and you'll be looking down on people on earth just like they're looking down on you now, and you'll have exactly the same abilities they now have at some point, and you'll be doing exactly the same thing with people on earth in the future who are in your condition. Does that make sense? And you will find that all of this is just the enhanced abilities that you have once you're released of all of the emotional crap that's really inside us. That once we release all of that, once we actually live in our passions and desires, you'll find that all of these abilities automatically come to you, where you can start seeing the future for people.
So a lot of that, shall we say, ability would be dependent on simultaneous time. Would that be right? Don't get with all of these things I'm saying. As soon as you go into the intellect with a lot of these things that I'm saying, you'll struggle with actually understanding what's going on, because until you personally experience what it's like in the spirit world yourself, you will not understand how time is actually related. Do you follow me? And you can come up with all these mathematical theories, which most physicists and mathematicians have, but in the end it doesn't mean they understand it from an experiential point of view. And it's only when you understand it from an experiential point of view that you start feeling it. What I'm getting, like right at the moment, I can look at one of you and feel what you're feeling. I can feel what you're feeling towards me, and I can feel what you're feeling about the information that you're receiving. I can also feel the emotional injuries that you have that are preventing you from assimilating the information. I can feel also potentially what will happen to you in your future. Right? Now these things are all things that you are capable of doing yourselves, right now in the physical state. The only thing that prevents us is our concepts and constructs and belief systems that keep us in certain constraints. That's the only thing that prevents us. When you enter the spirit world, many of those constraints and constructs will be automatically exploded, because you'll realise that many of the things we're talking about today are true, and straight away that changes your perception. Right? And as soon as your perception is changed, you open your mind and you open your heart. And when your heart's open, you can see so many more things going on. And once that occurs, then you start having all of these abilities that God gives you, that God has already given you, that you just have been laying dormant within you. And in that state, yes, you'll see and understand what time is. And time is different in different dimensions. So the first 7 dimensions, time is different than the next 14 dimensions. Right? There are all sorts of different mathematical constructs that change how space and time are viewed in each different sets of dimensions. But you'll learn that as you go through those dimensions. And you can go through those dimensions here on earth in your progression. And the way to do that is by growing and expanding in love. And this is where everything gets really simple. The simple thing is, once you grow and expand in love, you will begin to understand all of these theoretical, what are currently on earth, theoretical and mathematical concepts, but you won't care about them that much because you're really interested in the love stuff, if that makes sense. But because of your interest in the love stuff, all of the other things will be added to you. You'll have all of these abilities automatically added to you as you go. Right? But time is different in different dimensions, and space is also different in different dimensions, is the general answer to the intellectual question.